Hello and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to the South Coast playthrough. I won't ever stop getting these two mixed up, will I? The answer to that is never. Welcome back, of course, to the video, and welcome back to Salisbury. As we are sat here, looking and observing the scenery in the background whilst trains go by. Sounds of signals being thrown as a train approaches, and we will be following this train. We will be following it all the way down to its destination, as we will be finishing off our little bit down in the area of North Devon, being Ilfracombe branch, as well as Bideford branch, and the Okehampton branch. As you can see, there goes the Devon Belle. 44 people on board. Nice little train. The loco, as I said on the last episode, the locos that are on the front of these will be replaced by the bullied light Pacifics when we get them. When we get them, of course. But right now, yeah, we're looking good. Everything's going well. I haven't got anything else to really report. Trains are going well. I think if anything, we're going to probably need another, what, 2 more on top of this 4 that I've already got for the extra little bit to Ilfracombe. So we'll do that. What I then might do is I'll also, well, when we get down to Devon, we'll also set up the adjoining branch lines. Set those up with locomotive with short trains. If anything, I might use. I'm going to use prairies. That's what I'm going to use for the 2 Great Western branch lines, because I think that would look the best for what traffic we're working. Probably using. We'll use large prairies for Bideford and Ilfracombe, and we'll use the small prairies for the Okehampton branch. That's what we'll use. We've just passed over the junction at Westbury from Salisbury. As we continue our service northbound, as we pass in the other direction, another local service. There you go. We've got 44 people out of 276 on board. There we go. I actually don't know if there's anybody in the... Oh, you actually got people in the observation car, which I do like. I think out of all the services that the Pullmans ran, Devon and Bournemouth, I think, were the only 2 Belles that had the observation coaches on them. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's only 1 or 2 that are left in preservation at the moment. One being at the Swanage Railway. I think the other one is it Norfolk that have it? I don't know. Someone's probably going to correct me in the comments. I foresaw this! But yes. Making good progress. 70... Well, we're getting to almost 80 mile an hour with the N15s, actually. Which, actually, that reminds me. Yeah, these things speed up to 85 mile an hour. Which is good, because these were the mainstay for the goods traffic on the Southern. Which is always a good shout. Good work. As another slow service goes northbound. Everything is out of sync currently, so it's all fine. We're just about to pass over the Yeovil or East Junction. That shrinks the 4-track to a 2-track, which is fine because there's nothing in front of us. So we can still going on at full speed, even as we go through the station. What I might do quickly, can I quickly put down a sound whistle? There we go. Sound the whistle as you go through the platform, going over the crossroads, and then we're going to start heading up, up the hill, ready to get back on the 4-track main outside of Axminster. Now, for those people who might be curious, I have been planning on getting in a second railway depot into the game. We know we've got the one up in Cambridge, which causes all the trains to try and bunch up to try and get out of the main, but it's just not going to work in the long run. When we get more and more trains out, when we get the Welsh stuff going, when we get the rest of the Great Western, when we get all of Norfolk, that part of the country, it's just not going to work. So I've been looking really at trying to figure out where else to put a depot. Now, Exeter is always a good shout, because Exeter St David's does have the it does have that depot just on the outside of it, which handles its local services as well as a few of the cross-country gear services. It also actually happens to help the southwestern stuff out as well. Takes another sip of coffee. We've slowed down to 45 as we cross over onto the upper main. And we have another stopper service going northbound out towards Yeovil. As we have now finished on our curve, so we will be evidently getting fast again. The Axminster to Exeter services are gaining some traction. I mean, we've got 28 people waiting for a train for the stopping service, which is always good. Buses of Axminster are actually doing quite well, to be fair. I've only got two of them on that route at the moment, because it doesn't really need that many other people and other buses, because Axminster is a small town. So we'll keep those as what they are. The heavy clatter of Portman's coaches going past. Coaches. Let's see. We're 8 minutes in. We're almost down into Exeter Central now. Just a short little bit, and then we'll be into Exeter St David's. To be fair, the Exmouth services aren't doing that badly. If anything, they need to be adjusted slightly, and by slightly, I think they just need to be like given a timetable, because one's just left Exmouth, or the other one's only just arrived at Exeter. So either it doesn't need a second train, or it needs one train, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I might just change that one, because I know we might have multiple. I think we've unlocked the the single coach. Yeah, we do have the park royals now. So let's grab one of the park royals. That'll do. First example of a DMU, the Great Western Park Royals. Very classy. They were also quite nippy, if I remember rightly. Yeah. What we're going to do, however, is I'm just going to add another one to the back. Additional coach on that one, I guess. I kind of wanted it to be separated, but they just didn't want to do it, I guess. There's no other way of me doing it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Fine, that's fine. We'll just keep that one. How fast is this line? Like, top speed down here, 20. That could probably be 45 around here, couldn't it? Probably, yeah. That's probably why it was taking so long. Let's check now. Yeah, 30 mile an hour. That's about right. That'll do here. Nice sweeping corner as we arrive into Exeter St David's. Right. And that is Exeter to Ilfracombe. As you can see, I have just renamed the Exmouth one to Exmouth Branch, and the Okehampton is now going to now be called the Okehampton Branch as well. Credton, Coppleston, Barnstable, Bideford, Barnstable, Coppleston, Credton. Back into Exeter to Bideford. There we go. As our first train leaves northbound. There we go. So this is actually the first time that the Ilfracombe and the island of Lundy has been connected to a rail service outwards from the harbour, and is also the first time Wales has been connected to a train line and the rest of the map. So, good news, everybody! The Dacius and Darrow is now available on left-hand drive markets. Excellent. So let's get that in, and then what we'll then do is go. Right. I'm going to hit pause for a second, and then we're going to grab the Canterbury depots, which are all the way over here. As you can see, yeah, this is probably not the most convenient depots nowadays to get to, so we might have to go around and change that. We're going to want Great Western, and we're going to want what do we come across? Large Prairies. So we'll go with the Large Prairies first, and that's going. And this is another. Hang on, let's go Great Western. So we have also got the ugly 3901 class. So we might do that for, yeah, we'll do that for the other set. Ports to Ports Express. Ports to Ports Express. Hull connection. Yeah, we'll do one. No. So that's the Exeter to Ilfracombe. To the bow end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 coaches of those, and then we'll have those be the small prairies. That 1, 2. Yeah, we'll do 2 of those on the Okehampton branch. And then we'll also do the very ugly looking 3900s. Those are going to be on the Bideford branch. I don't like the 3901s. They are very ugly. Also, question. Did I just see something correctly? Steam locos, bottom of the list. We have got the merchant navies now. Okay. That's very intriguing, because that means I'm going to go down to the Devon Belles, and I'm going to replace those guys. The Devon Belles is going to be replaced with some locos. I mean, yeah. Replace these guys with get rid. So all of you are going to be replaced with the merchant navies in SR green. Boom. The Dovers are all done by those guys. We are going to replace the Brightons as well with the merchant navies as well, because we can. There we go. Boom. So we've got some new trains going on. So what speed does this have now? 100 mile an hour. Just what we need. What we'll also probably end up doing is doing the exact same as what we did with the Lord Nelsons, and naming. We'll go around and I'll do some naming of locos as well, because you know that'll be nice. Advanceable exchange is that stop next. So we finally got the Light Pacifics. Those are always good. Or should I say merchant navies? They're not Light Pacifics, they're merchant navies. I personally don't like the merchant navies. I like the rebuilds, but the philosophy for the streamlining I could never get my head around. It just didn't make any sense to me. Call me all old and cynical, I guess. But I just couldn't figure it out. But yes, merchant navies. Oh, that might be a good idea. That might be a good look for a screenshot. So have I got access to my camera? I don't have access to my camera. That's fine. Because when this thing arrives, I'm going to pause the game. I mean, look at that. We're already up to like 60 mile an hour. Save the screenshot I was just looking at. There we go. So we pass through Crediton. We head northbound. What else have we got? We've got... That's that one. I pin that. I want to go see where the next train is. The next train is the Exeter to Axminster branch line service, so that's not quite a stopping service yet. What's the next train after that? It's coming southbound. Another merchant navy with over 19 people on it. Up to Andover. Everything's going to be stuck up here at Andover, isn't it? Or stuck trying to get on. No, actually, no. Basingstoke, surprisingly, is running on time, really, and that's a Bournemouth service. So do you know what? That's not doing too badly, and that's got 148 people heading down towards Exeter St David's at the moment. Yeah. So actually, we're not doing that bad in terms of everything that's going on. I mean, there's Lord Nelson alongside N15. What you wouldn't think it, would you? I mean, yeah, Basingstoke is doing quite well. I won't say it's not doing bad. It's not doing too badly. Has another Portsmouth Harbour bound service. Lord Nelson being overtaken on the inside by an N15. 2 sets of signals for one train there. I think in the end, it's this. It's the junction here for Worthing. That's one of the issues we've got going on. Is because it's just so busy. And then that's the throat that leads into Waterloo, which is one of the reasons why we're so busy. Yeah, there's two. Got the Devon Belles there, which is so the services. The Waterloo is just busy. Oh my God, London is. That's insane. Why do we have over 6,000 people living in London? I mean, it's not wrong, but that's why we're struggling up here, because we're still not able to move as many people. I mean, yeah, you've got 400 people waiting to go back down south. And again, we're waiting on trains, aren't we? That's Waterloo to Reading. That's a Waterloo to Reading. I might need more platforms. I'm not gonna lie. But then again, I've got 3 PDLs. Oh no, I've got 2 Southwest Mains. I've got a Alton service, 2 Bells. They're all being blocked in at the moment. And the Throat outbound isn't doing too bad. Is doing not great either. Kind of makes me think that we need to have others. Let's see. Right. Bournemouth Belle. Out of London, you're going to be going via that signal, please. And on the way into London, you're going via that signal. Devon Belles, you're doing the same. I want you in. I want you outbound via that signal. And inbound via that signal. Thank you. That should only mean the Readings and the... Oh. That'll do it! That'll be the cause. Because someone put a... because someone, aka myself, put a signal where it shouldn't be. That'll be why everything's slowing down. Then again, if I'm gonna... I might have to rework Woking, to be honest. I might have to give it probably more platforms. Each service needs its own dedicated platform this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then... So, that's 14. Plus... the... You probably want to get what I would probably want to get 16 platforms into this. That way you can then have the Bellies running faster here as well. So, all in all, I'm gonna need to do I need to sit down and probably rework Woking in the background. So we'll probably work on that later. We'll get back to the Devon Belle because it's just arriving into Barnstable. Into Barnstable. There we go. And now we leave Barnstable, heading down towards Ilfracombe now. Of course, there's another thing in the background of what I'll also do is I will also let me get a list. Sticky note. Yes, please. I need a sticky note for this. Let me make it blue. Between episodes of South Coast. Ballast painting on the Exeter lines, working question mark that, because I might leave reworking Woking to a video, because that might be a plan. For example, I stop everything at Basingstoke or at Guildford and just have, just work it from that, or just outside, yeah, go from there and just rework Woking. Yeah, and then figure out new depot locations. Because as well as that, you've also got, you've got what I want to do with which ballast painting and the Exeter lines, coming all the way up here with Ilfracombe with it. You've then also got the whole factor with reworking Woking. That could, in theory, be its own video. Because welcome back to my stupidity. Yeah, I might do that, to be fair. Leave that as a video idea. And I can figure out a new depot location in the background as well. So, yonk. Next. Hey! So, the Devon Belles has arrived for the first time into Ilfracombe. We've got, we have 64 people getting on. Which means over 100 people, I think, got off. Does that mean that over 100 people have gotten off in order to, get a bus? To then go to the docks? Question mark? 14 people there. Another 10. I think now that people are figuring, like with the Severn link and the Lundy the Lundy ferry, I think now that they'll figure out that there's a train service A towards London and B another one towards Exeter, and then which will then mean like the rest of the southwest. They'll then want to commute more on the boat until we get, for example, the Welsh main line in. But yeah, that's where we've gotten right now. We need to at some point do a dedication to like freight and stuff like that, because I think freight might be worth looking into as like another thing. So it might be worth having a look. We'll see. We'll see. Because how many people are waiting here? You've got 10 people waiting to go to Bideford, 6 for Exeter St David's, 9 for Ilfracombe, 13 for intermediate state. Yeah. Got 69 people waiting to go onwards to Exeter St David's from Devon. I mean, it's not bad. But I just feel like they're not going all the way. That's my thing at the moment. They're not going past Exeter onwards to like, what's the word? Not Dawlish. Bruh. Brain doesn't work. Ooh, hang on. Yeah, no, I've not put any more signals in, have I? Signal in there, and then that should, in theory, bring that train forward. I think I'm going to need more trains on this line. So we'll bring that up to a condition of 10. Because the lines are large. That's the thing, and I just don't think I've given myself enough services up here. Exmouth, you've got... Again, that's the thing, is I don't think the Exmouth branch needs more than one train either. So... yeah, you can go and sit on the Exeter to Axminster as well. Because I think the Exmouth just needs one train, if I'm being completely honest. Devon Belles, you've got 42 people heading onwards towards Barnstaple and Ilfracombe, and then 14 people heading for London. So you know you've got interest on for the Dev Belle. That's for certain. That was just left. With 106 people on board that train. Let's head back northbound along the Salisbury Main, just to see if we can find any more trains. I mean, there's another belly heading northbound, southbound rather. Shush. Brain doesn't work. Another belly. I might need to separate my bells, because I feel like they're not separating at the moment. So Devon Belle, frequency of 6 mins, so we'll make that 7 min unbunch time there, and a 7 min unbunch time there. Activate that. London, Waterloo to Reading, don't really need to, because they're fine at the moment. London Waterloo to Exeter St David's, they've got 5 minutes. In fact, so what we'll do then is we'll do that as being a 6 min turnaround time up there, and because it doesn't have its own particular platform to sit on at Exeter St David's, we're not going to do an unbunch time there. If anything, we'll do an unbunch time on both sides of Exeter Central, just to be on the safe side. So there we go, one there, and then that's fine back. Yeah, because it's just another thing that doesn't need to happen. It's a bit like with the Salisbury branch. It doesn't need to happen because it'll get in the way of other services. It just doesn't need to happen. See, that's another belly. So we've got at least 4 bellies all in the same service. That's a Bournemouth to Manchester, which that's a 7F. Another 7F there, waiting to go to Reading. With that one being Woking, I might change those two to be not panniers. I think the panniers are a bit outclassed there, so we're going to make those. Not moguls. Doesn't need to be moguls. If anything, I might make these not cities either. Make them Dean Goods maybe. Yeah, we'll do Dean Goods. 2 tenders on that. 2 tender engines on that one. That'll do. They don't have to be. Don't have to be fast. But at the same time, at least faster than the panniers. There you go. Bean goods. Because why not? Wouldn't mind some collets. Collets wouldn't be too bad. Some Waterloo, Reading. Because what is Waterloo? Waterloo. Waterloo. I think another thing that gets in the way slightly is I think the Exeters. Yeah, the Exeters don't need to be there. So if anything, what I might get them to do is after Woking, they come in via that and outwards via that line to try and keep them off the to just keep them off the main lines, because those ones. I mean, I might do the same with the Weymouths as well, to be honest. Keep them out of the way of the Belles. Yeah, keep them out of the way of the Belles. The Belles can then go fast and keep fast. On the way into London. That's fine. That one was already there. If anything, it'll be the next one coming up northbound. Wherever that might be. Not that one. Again, yeah. There is a lot of queuing. There's a lot of queuing. A lot of queuing. In fact, there's a signal there. And you've not gone for it. Why have you not gone? Because there's a train already there. Yeah, I need to rework Woking. Woking's my next problem. Because it's just a big problem, this. There's nothing more to say about Woking than it's just a problem. And right now it's just getting in the way. And I've got stopping services that are getting in the way of my fast services. Which doesn't help. Yeah, which is why so if anything, what we might end up doing is I might rework Waterloo, and I might also rework Woking, because I think it's at this point, I think it's both. I think it's honestly both stations that are now causing issues. So we will rework both of them. Yeah. I'm going to rework both. Just to be on the safe side, because there's no getting away from the fact that the line has a lot of rail services on it, and that we're struggling to keep ourselves going, basically. Partially some of that is my own fault, but that's neither here or near or there or up there. But yeah, I need to fix this. So that is probably where we're going to end it today. Has any of the Great Western gear gotten down here yet? Yes is the answer, because there is one of the 3900s popping out of the tunnel at Guildford. So we have got trains arriving in from depots. I mean, that's another 3900. What was that? That's one of our local DMUs. What's that? That's a large prairie. That's an Ilfracombe. Is that a small prairie? No, that's another large prairie. Love the large prairies. That's another large prairie. The prairies are now arriving onto the branches, so that's all, or onto off the southeastern main line, getting out of their way. I mean, that's another Bideford. Have I got a mix? 39XX. No. No, I haven't. I've just been somewhat stupid. That's fine. Yeah. Apart from the fact that I may or may not have blocked the main, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. I don't know what you're on about. I've not blocked anything. And a bridge to Margate. Margate, Dover Port. I mean, at least the ships are still doing somewhat okay. We've removed the big ones for the moment because they really weren't being needed, and this is always causing issues. This junction, not a lot I can do about it. We've upgraded it as much as we can. Can't do much more. There we go. Right to Dover. London Bridge to Dover. See, we've got trains moving. They are that's the constant battle with some of these lines. Is yes, we've got trains and they are moving and they are doing somewhat good. But at the same time, I think some of my terminuses are just a bit much. And oh my god, what the hell is going on with this down here? What is going on? Why is there so much traffic? What on earth? Is it just there? I've got no idea what was going on there, but that was interesting. I was gonna say, did that just feck over the entirety of that? Like, yes, it did. Everything was getting stuck there. Brilliant! I love that. Fantastic. Good shot. Good job, everybody. London is being London. That's all I can describe it as at this moment, because the Croydon loops sound good. It's fine. That's as fine as it's going to be. Apart from the fact of 200 people waiting for a fucking tram. Yeah. I think next episode what we'll do is we're going to rework London Waterloo and Woking, because those two locations at the moment seem to be the areas that are giving the most amount of issues. So yeah. We'll go with those two, to be fair, and just deal with it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on today's video. We'll catch you next time when we will be going through and reworking Woking and its surrounding areas. fingers crossed you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy it, please leave me a like, and you can subscribe if you haven't already done so. I will catch you all later.